there is a silence older than time. A place between worlds where every soul lingers, weightless, awake, remembering. In that silence, before you ever drew your first breath, you were not lost. You were choosing. You looked upon the lives that could shape you. You saw the faces, the stories, the storms. And you whispered to the universe, yes, that one. You did not choose ease. You chose evolution. You did not choose perfection. You chose truth. Your parents were not random. They were agreements written in light. Not as punishments, but as portals. Not to break you, but to open you. You may not remember it now, but once you saw their souls before they ever held you. So, if you've ever wondered why you were born into this family, why love feels complicated, why lessons repeat, why something inside you both resists and longs for belonging, this story is for you. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to remind you might shift how you see every moment of your life. Let's begin. Your parents were never meant to be your ideal. They were designed to be your mirror. They reflected what was unhealed within you and what was still unhealed within themselves. Every silence, every misunderstanding, every word that pierced deeper than it should, they were all codes written to awaken memory. When your father withheld affection, your soul whispered, "Can you love yourself even here?" When your mother feared losing control, your soul answered, "Can you find freedom within chaos?" Their wounds were not your punishment. They were the language of the contract. You agreed to see through the illusion, to love them not for who they were in the flesh, but for who they once promised to be in light. That's the first sign of the soul's contract. The imperfections that mirror you are sacred invitations. If this resonates with something deep inside you, pause for a moment. Feel your breath. Maybe you're remembering too. There is a strange magnetism between souls that once danced in eternity. You can feel it in the tension between you and those who raised you. Sometimes it feels like gravity, other times like resistance. But both are forces of the same remembering. Even distance is sacred. The push and pull are not signs of failure. They are evidence that something deeper is unfolding. When you feel misunderstood, your soul is learning the language of empathy. When you ache for connection that never fully arrives, your soul is learning to anchor love from within. This is the second sign of your contract. Love and distance exist together to expand your capacity for compassion. Because one day, you will offer to the world the love you once craved from them. That's how evolution works, not through perfection, but through transmutation. Remember this when your heart feels heavy. You are not repeating pain, you are refining love. There are memories carried in your blood that do not belong solely to you. Each ancestor, each choice unspoken, lives like an echo, waiting for resolution. You were not born to suffer what they could not heal. You came to complete the circle. When you feel anger you cannot name, it might belong to the women before you. When you fear being seen, it might be the voice of a man who once lost everything for being true. Your parents passed you more than genetics. They passed you unfinished prayers. And your soul said, "I'll remember for them." This is the third sign. The patterns you inherit are not curses, they are callings. If you've ever felt you were carrying too much, breathe. You're not broken, you're completing what began long ago. Each generation builds the bridge a little further, until one heart finally crosses it with awareness. Perhaps that heart is yours. At some point in your journey, the roles begin to shift. The child becomes the teacher. The student becomes the mirror. Your parents may never say, "I'm proud of you." But through your awakening, their souls evolve too. Because souls are never separate, they are threads of one fire. When you forgive them, You don't erase what happened. You release the illusion that it had to break you. That's the alchemy your soul planned all along. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It's remembering differently. It's seeing from the perspective of the light before the first breath. This is the fourth sign of the contract. You will outgrow the pain once meant to define you. Maybe you've already felt it, that subtle peace after years of noise, that moment when you no longer need their apology to be free. That's your soul whispering, "You've completed that lesson now." If you've reached that point, thank yourself. You've just rewritten lifetimes of history. And then the cycle repeats. Different faces, different names, the same emotional melody. You meet a partner who feels like your father's silence, a friend who mirrors your mother's control, a stranger who triggers the same old ache. And you think, why again? Because repetition is the soul's handwriting. Every echo is another chance to wake up. This is the fifth sign of the contract. Your patterns repeat until you embody the truth behind them. Once you remember, they dissolve, not because life gets easier, but because you finally see it was never against you. Every challenge was a conversation with your own evolution. And the moment you choose differently, the script changes. The soul nods, the fire calms, and a new chapter begins. Imagine this. Before birth, you stand in a field of golden light. Countless souls surround you, your guides, your family, your teachers. You look at two of them and you know they will be the ones to carry you into the world. They will forget you in the physical, but you will never forget them in spirit. You see the challenges ahead, the misunderstandings, the loneliness, the nights you'll cry into the dark, and still, you choose them. Because you understand something the mind could never grasp. Love is not comfort, love is growth. And the soul's highest vow is not pleasure, it is remembrance. You knew that the pain would wake you. You knew that rejection would teach you belonging. You knew that distance would open your heart wider than any easy love could. That is what your soul knew before birth, that only through contrast could you rediscover your light. And one day, when the cycle is complete, you would look back on your parents, not as victims or villains, but as co-creators of your awakening. Every wound was a doorway. Every silence was a message. Every heartbreak was the sound of the contract being fulfilled. And perhaps you're remembering that now. You are not a mistake of your lineage. You are its evolution. You are not the echo of their pain. You are the proof that love can begin again. Your parents may never say the words your heart longed to hear, but listen closely. The universe says them through everything that still allows you to breathe. You were never unloved. Look around. The same energy that created stars lives within your chest. The same fire that formed your soul still burns quietly behind your eyes. You don't need to wait for another life to feel it. It's here. In this breath. If this message stirred something inside you, take a moment to honor your own journey. Breathe and remember who you are. You can whisper it aloud, not for me but for you. I chose this. I am ready to remember why. Long cinematic pause. When you finish this video, carry that awareness into your next conversation, your next glance in the mirror, your next heartbeat. Because every act of presence rewrites the story of your entire bloodline. You are not bound by the past. You are the light that transforms it. And if your soul needed this reminder, it's because you're ready to awaken the memory that began before time. Subscribe if you wish to keep walking this path of remembrance. Share it if your intuition tells you someone else is ready to remember too. And keep breathing, slowly, consciously, as if each breath were your first. When you chose your parents, you were really choosing yourself. Their story was the stage, but your light was always the script. Now, in this moment of stillness, you are free to write the next chapter, not from reaction, but from awareness. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm, it's the same one that echoed before you were born. And as long as it continues, you are home.